got to clear this up because it's a misnomer. It's not true. I mean, you can say God, the universe, create 4 billion women, 4 billion men, for example. Do you really think that the male gender is superior to the female gender? Like, like, really ask yourself that. I mean, how? Like, it's insane. It's impossible. It's not true. Guys get pissed off. They got hurt, or they can't find a girl because they want to find a girl. This is the funny thing. What's that word for it? Incel? Can't find a girl, so then you're just going to bash all the girls. And then for women, it's feminist, and all the guys are stupid. The truth is, both man and women are stupid. See, I'm not pro female or pro male or pro anything. I'm pro truth. Truth. I'm pro truth. And it doesn't matter how the ego feels, like, just truth. Just what's the truth? Sit alone, sit quiet with yourself, and just say, like, what's the damn truth, Don't read and look at the internet. You can find anything on there you can find to justify your ignorance. Anything. I've said this before. If you can look up how eating feces is good for you. And there's some positive thing on there. I did it. I didn't eat feces, but I checked it. And I don't remember exactly, but something like it's a kind of a probiotic or something. If you have if you have some gnarly bacteria in you, if you can eat your feces, it'll help you or something. You go check it out if you want. The point is, whatever kind of delusion the mind comes up with, you can go on the internet and find some intellectual justification of that will try to prove this delusion is in fact truth. This nowadays, the technology, this is the negative side, is you got all these talking heads and intellectualists who never experience actual life. They just read and look things up, and now they think they know something. It's like they don't know anything. You have to go experience life, and you'll see. And then you'll see if you meet enough women or a decent, not just that, not only if you have to pay attention. See, everybody's stuck in their own little self-centered world. When they're talking to a girl, they're thinking, what can they get from the girl? And then the girl's thinking, what can she get from the guy? See, because we live in a selfish universe. Pay attention when you see a girl. You don't even have to talk to her, just when you see her. Pay attention to, like, what their gifts are. What do you think? They're just some set dressing? God's just like, okay, I'm just going to dress the planet up with some girls because there's guys. So guys is really, they're my main guy. God's like, that's my main people, the male gender. But the women, we're just going to kind of throw them in there. They just look pretty. You think that's what's happening? It means that you haven't yet met, you haven't either you haven't paid attention to the powerful properties or essence of women, or you haven't actually been in the presence of a woman, relationship even better, then you get the real intimate dose to where you can see. If you admit to yourself, though, that's the other thing. People lie to themselves. But if you'll see, if you're somewhat vulnerable and sensitive and, not trying to be an excessive, like, alpha male, trying to get these gains, you'll see how a woman's super powerful without doing anything. She's like, it's like if you got a big mountain. Mountains are masculine. Ocean's feminine. So you have this huge mountain. And then let there be a tsunami. That ocean can crush that mountain. It can that's what it does. It swallows you up. It engulfs you. It's not with brute force. No, it just, that energy, it just swallows you up. You think that's not strong? She's not even doing anything. She don't even have to look at you, but yet you're affected. You think that's not strength? That's not something? So, yeah, the issue here is usually when guys are bashing the girls, it's because they're resentful at them. It's because they have a deficit of female energy in their life. They haven't got it growing up. Because most people, everybody's like from a broken home nowadays. You know, the world's all mixed up. That's okay. That makes you strong, because then you have to get you have to find some conscious contact with the source that created you if you want to get right down to it. But in the meantime, we don't know that. And so we start looking outside ourselves for things to make us feel good. And the female drug's one of the strongest drugs. And we didn't get that growing up. We didn't get this love and female energy and attention from our mom. So now we're like looking. It's instinctive. You can't turn it off. I don't care what the alpha males say or the whatever they are. Like, I don't need women. I don't, let the right woman cross their path. They're done. Unless they're so cut off from themselves, so scared to enter into that intimate zone of being taken over, because you will get taken over. I got to make another video about that. That they just cut themselves off from experiencing life. And then the ego declares that as some kind of success or strength. That's like not strong. I was with a girl, a few. This is how I know what I'm talking about. But the last one in particular is some years ago. I'd already experienced this vulnerability and this intimate connection. And this other girl, she ended up getting her, I kind of broke her heart. I didn't mean to. Like, she wanted physical partnership, and she that's what happens when you get intimate. This starts to happen. So those guys who you want to have a family and babies, and you want to have a physical partnership, you're in good shape. Then when you meet a girl and you're intimate, you can, she's going to want that. That's my point. As you get more intimate, and you're having sex with her, if she's a decent, balanced woman, and she feels connected with you, the family instinct or partnership takes over, and they're gonna want that. So this girl, I didn't know. I was still like learning, I didn't know. But then she ended up wanting that, even though I declared at the beginning, I'm not that kind of guy. Anyway, she ended up wanting that. And it was still my fault. Even though I didn't mean to do it, it's my fault, because if that would happen today, I would meet a girl and I would not have that kind of intimacy with her, because I would know after some time that would probably happen. Not with all. There's always exceptions. People love to point out the exceptions. I'm like, yeah, I know about the exceptions. But on the videos, we need to talk more general so that we have something to talk about. And she ended up getting hurt, and I didn't like that. That hurts me. I'd much rather get my heart broke, so to speak, than like break their heart. It's just the way it is. So then after her, though, then I met another girl. I knew this girl wasn't going to get her heart broke. She was like a little, checked out. But super raw and fun and cool, and it was just like I was hanging out with my best friend, and we're having sex. And I told her the first night, and I mentioned this before in previous videos, I told her, I said, look, the first night that we were going to get intimate, I said, I think this is going to end bad for me. I said, but it's worth it. Like, I want to do it. And I was doing too much plant medicine at the time, so I'm super sensitive emotionally. Those who have done medicine, you know that. I was microdosing like all the time. So I wanted to taste that, though. I wanted to like be in that presence of like, because we had super strong chemistry and connection. It was one of those, soulmate type relationships. And so I wanted to experience how that feels again, to where when she's like really open to you, and you're open, you lose yourself. I mean, this should be a separate video, but I'm touching on it now. Intruders are coming. They're mowing the yard. I'm at a park. So what happened was, that happened. I got a little taken over by it. Purposely, I wanted, and I like it. I like that. I even told her at the end when we broke up, I'm like, shit, man, I'd do this again. She said, no, you wouldn't. I said, yep. Don't miss your life because you're scared to experience that. And if God sends you somebody like that, go into it. Don't run from it. But how is that not powerful? How is that not powerful? How can we sit? I think the premise of the video was to how we were going to talk about how it's a misnomer that guys are better than women or something. So I don't want to lose. I want to try to drive that point home, but I think I am by giving these examples We all have flaws. We all have shortcomings, guys and women. It would make more balance if you're going to bash a woman, bash your own self too. Bash the male gender. You're just going to be, what do you think? The guys are perfect? Yeah, ask the girls. They think the guys are perfect. Like, human beings are flawed, period. I made a video on my spiritual channel. This human life doesn't work. It's not made to work. Our willpower and our little small little mind that we revere so much and venerate, and our instincts and everything, man, it's like it's life can tear us up. If it gives the right situation, circumstance, it'll tear you up. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't go take a course and go, watch a video or something, or take an alpha male class and think that you're going to like excuse yourself from experiencing life. It's impossible. Like, you have to suffer a little bit in this life. There's no way around it. That's what drives us to connect with something greater than human power. We can say the existence that brought us here. We start to become more acquainted with that. We start to develop more of a taste for that than this human taste. This human taste gets boring after a while. I understand. I'm 50 years old, so I'm speaking. If I was hearing this at 20 or 30, something intuitively would have recognized it, but it's not the same as when you actually organically are in this stage. So why am I sharing it then when most of my audience is in their 20s and 30s? Because I don't have anything else to share. And some of you already know this. I'm talking to the ones that already know this. This can help you stand into your true knowledge that you already know that normally you don't hear. The things that we normally hear on the videos, just look, or books or society, is just nonsense for the most part. So if you're gonna talk shit about a woman, talk shit about yourself too. What are your flaws? Can you be with a girl and then not keep turning your head and looking around and checking other girls out? Yeah, your first 30 days or 90 days maybe. What about after that? Guy's nature, he gets bored a little bit. He starts to take the girl for granted. He wants something new, something. So he starts to look around a little bit. Then the girl feels bad because she's sensitive. That's her shortcoming. She's overly sensitive usually. She takes it personal. Why are you looking around when I'm here? I'm like here. You see? And then the guy tries to explain, if he's smart. Like, look, I'm a guy though. Like, I don't know. Like, she bent over and I don't even know why I looked. I just looked or something. This is the drama that takes place in relationships. What to do? She's gonna get hurt, and then you're gonna get mad or hurt because she yells at you, and she thinks you don't understand her, and you think she doesn't understand you. Yeah, you don't understand each other because you're like different species. Somebody corrected me. He says, no, you used the wrong word. It's not species. Human beings are their own species. I'm like, man, I reinvent the dictionary. I use words how I want to use them. You pay a spiritual price when in your heart you start trying to make yourself believe that you're like better and higher than a woman. Yeah, you have certain aspects of yourself that are better and higher. Well, so does she. Your energy can't just engulf somebody. That's their property. Just a touch or a look or the way if she hugs you, it's very powerful. If she likes you, if there's actual love. And again, remember, disclaimer, I'm not talking about the silly mainstream girls, because just too many people keep comparing them to what I'm talking about. I'm like, I'm not talking about them. But I understand if that's all you've ever met, then what I'm saying doesn't make any sense at all. What to do? I'm not going to go down to that level and talk about them. There's nothing to talk about. What are we going to talk about? I mean, I touch on them to try to show the contrast between them and higher women, but I'm not going to spend time like talking about them. Guys have plenty of flaws. Just do your own inventory and check yourself and see, and write all that down so you can see how you're messed up. That might help you give some compassion and empathy toward females. Were we just going to focus on them and all their flaws? That's easy. And then that's what the feminist channels do about the guys. Just focus on how does that, what's the point, man? Who's more right and who's more powerful? It's just silly after a while. It's silly. Like, you can't do it because it's too silly. You get to where you can't do, like, well, you can do silly things, but that's like silly stupid. It's like, how do you do it? But it gives a false sense of superiority when the ego thinks it's like better. He's like, okay, I got it figured out now. We're like better than them. They're all stupid. And so they're a waste of time to talk to. So the ego feels for a second a little superiority. But it's not enough because something inside knows it's not true. So then you got to go tell people about it. You get them to agree with you or make videos. So then you can hear people say, yeah, right on. So then that keeps up this delusion because subconsciously you're like, oh, see, they know. They believe me. But still inside, you don't believe it. The whole world could agree with you, and it won't be enough. Because the law of evolution, you can't totally ignore truth. It can be super suppressed, and it feels like you're not aware of it, but it'll come up at some point. The only time you can be content is when you just admit the truth. Instead of bashing her and yelling at her and saying she's stupid, admit, no, I got hurt by her. She played me, she did this, she did that, but I got hurt by her. I was with her. She didn't force me, she didn't handcuff me or rape me. You know, I'm the man here, so I signed up for it. And that's what I did with this last relationship. That's why I couldn't really get mad at her. It was instinctual to want to get mad and blame her. But then I was like, because she was in the wrong. But I couldn't do it because it's like, wait, you dumbass. You even told her the first night that this wasn't going to work. But the feelings, the emotions get strong and we don't want to own them. So then we want to blame something, whether it's girls or whatever. There's a saying that says, anytime I'm disturbed, it's my fault. That's strong. That means you keep you don't take the focus off yourself. You look and see, what did I do? What was my part that created the situation that now is disturbing me? Why would you want to do that? So then you can grow and maybe you won't do it again. Maybe you'll do it again, but you'll be more wise even if you do it again. So I wanted to say that because it's funny. Man, it's nice being free. I'll tell you that. Free in the sense when you don't care about views or people liking you, or it's like I like speaking. You know when you speak truth, when it like feels like you just know. There's an inner feeling, inner confirmation. It's like, yeah, right on. You know? That's much more important than any kind of material monetary success or popularity or anything. Anything this world can give you, it's like, who cares? After a certain point, you don't care anymore. It's a byproduct. It's like, okay, God, if you want to give some money, you want to give some fame, you want to put me in the public eye, so be it. If you want to keep me as a fly in the wall and only a couple people notice me, okay, cool, so be it. Like, you don't care. What really matters is authenticity. This is the stage that evolution will get us all into at some point. All right. Damn it. Was I going to say something else still before I said that? I don't know. But if you want some examples, maybe I should give a couple examples. I mean, it's all subjective, but I don't think many people could argue about this. I mean, you're going to have your arrogant, ignorant ones who are just going to dismiss you no matter what you say. But yeah, those people don't even exist really for me. There's a few women, if you want to look and just watch them and see what kind of feeling you get. Marianne Williamson is one. I met her when I was 24. She ran for president. I was like, no way. Not no way, and no way meaning not like she wasn't qualified. She's more, that was the problem. She's overqualified. But I was like, that's been the first time I've ever seen a super high conscious person in politics. You know? So she's one. Cherie Daya Mata, Daya, and then Mata. Look at her. Feel that energy. She called in once. I was at a convocation, SRF convocation, 25 years ago. She was older. She was like 80. She called in, and they put her on the speakerphone, on the speaker, and she was welcoming everybody. Man, half the audience was tearing up. Just that motherly energy. It just breaks you down. Yeah, tell me a woman's not powerful. The other one, I can't spell. Ananda Mayama. You can try it. Just put ANANDAMAYA / or space MA. Look at her. All right. Now you're gonna say, yeah, but there's like 3 people out of. Well, there's more. I'm just giving a few that you can, reference. So that proves like the female gender is not as stupid as some people think. It's hurting you thinking that they're all stupid. That's the thing. Did I finish that thought before when I said there's a spiritual price you got to pay for that? Because it's not true, number one. And number two, it doesn't feel good. You can feel it when it's like a resentment toward women. And they're everywhere. It's like resenting the sun. Every time you go outside, you like have this resentment toward the sun. What are you gonna, like, they're everywhere. Shouldn't you like make peace with it somehow? This is what the video is about. You're trying to make balance with it, peace with it. This is an individual journey, how that happens though, because it's very complicated. We're attracted to the women. At the same time, a lot of them are flawed. At the same time, we're flawed. And so then we get into a relationship. Well, what do you expect? Yeah, there's going to be drama. And then we're going to blame them and they're going to blame us. This human life is messy. You can't get away from it. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to suffer for a bit. There's no way around it. So stop trying to figure it out and run from your suffering and come up with some logical, deductive way to escape suffering by saying all women are stupid and I don't want nothing to do with them. I mean, try that. That's part of the process too, because you'll see it don't work at some point. If God sends you the right girl, yeah, you're done. Unless you're super, super cut off, but then you're not going to feel good. Either way. All right. See, when we talk about women, man, we just keep going. 23 minutes almost. I got a good semen retention book for those interested. It's on my website. You can check that out. And autobiography book, if you want to see that, check that. People have been enjoying it, and I've forgotten to announce them. So there you go. That's my video. I'll see you guys.